One thing that I really do like about discs at GameStop and whatnot, those discs that had like the used cover of like some random kids. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember
it
that.
Just had like the default case.
Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 and it's young Sheldon on the front. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, City Boy T. Welcome to Players and Protagonists. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that's a little controversial. Not really controversial. It's just polarizing. Everybody's got different stances on it. But we're going to be diving into discs versus digital when it comes to owning your media. For some folks, they like to be that collector and have all the discs lined up like it's back in the day so they can show off their collection. Other folks don't really care about that. They're just like, yo, just give me a hard drive to have all my stuff ready. And let me just get my downloads and I'm set. So how y'all feeling and what y'all think between disc and digital?
So here's my thing. I know in theory you should be disc first because you own it in a way that you don't for digital. But I like convenience, and digital is far more convenient to me. So I usually err towards that unless there's like a collector's or some specific reason I'm getting the disc. Just give me digital. Also, I can play earlier. On my side, games usually come out around 9 p.m. So if I have a digital, it's downloaded. I could play several hours earlier than people on the East Coast.
Mars is spitting a lot of facts. I gotta admit, I'm in the same boat, exact same boat. Especially as a PC player, I love my games digital. I can imagine, but like the days when people would have to stick in like a different little thingy into their computer. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you talking about it like it's the Stone Age, man? I couldn't imagine.
Listen. That's because that was
back during World War I.
Respectfully, that was before my time, so I got treated as if it was, before me.
Let me ask you a question.
Out of respect.
Did you have a PS2?
This still exists.
Hey, did you have a PS2?
I lived in a household that had a PS2. Yeah.
Did you ever play on the PS2?
I was allowed to play on the PS2 promotion.
Shut up, Fry Watch.
Man, he'll never have the experience of having to switch out game discs to cheat.
Yo,
Game Shark.
Rubbing the disc on your shirt.
Yeah.
Or remember when Remember when games had part 1 and part 2 on different discs?
Yeah.
You was like, you just beat the
bad.
first final boss. Now put in disc 2.
We switched to this too.
That was cold. I like that.
I did too.
It was all fun and games until your disc was scratched up. Then what you gonna do?
Just don't be a bad
Well,
disc.
that never really happened if you took care of it.
I know.
Okay, realistically, I know as a fact, all of y'all was kids during this time, right? So like, at least one disc was bound to get messed up.
Bruh, let me tell you right now.
You could break a hard drive too.
I never scratched up my discs at all. If it ever got scratched, it was from some other stupid little snot-nosed kid, or it was because I couldn't afford to buy a game brand new and I had to get it from Blockbuster used.
No, that's valid. That's valid.
But that wasn't. It was never me, dog.
I'll tell y'all what.
You know what
It
that
was like
sounds like?
toddlers doing that.
It sounds like cope.
What do I have to cope about?
I don't know. That sounds like deflection. I'll tell y'all what.
Don't take it from me. Don't take it from me. But I think that's cope.
But Loa does bring up a really, I think, an interesting piece about discs, being that you had a certain experience with using a disc. It wasn't just, playing a game. It was you going to look through your collection to find the disc, and the case was specially designed. And you had all these different pieces. Some of them came with cool art books inside, or the story manual on the inside would be really cool. And details. Posters.
What I like about having a disc is, if you're going over to your friend's spot or you're going to link up with family or something, you can take the disc with you. I mean, I know consoles will let you share your digital download X amount of times as long as you put your account on it and stuff like that. But 1, that's a tedious process. 2, there's a download limit. And 3, it's a tedious process. Why do all that when you could just take your disc out your console, go over to your friend's house and say, boom, let's get into it. Another thing that I like about when games were on disc is that a lot of disc games, at least back in the day, now this is going into a whole different rabbit hole, but a lot of disc games also came with local multiplayer. When things is digital, there's less incentive to have local multiplayer because it's like, oh, You download it, tell your homie to download it, then y'all just have 2 copies of the game, then y'all can play together. But when games have the little local multi, it's like, hey yo, I'm getting out of class, I'm in 7th grade, and I'm about to go to my homie's crib, and we about to put this game in the PlayStation and just kick it. You know what I'm saying? I think there's like
Elden Ring.
I mean,
I think there was just like an experience that comes with having disc, and even nowadays too. I think that joy still comes with disc. Like if I want to show off a game to some of my friends, I'd rather, take the disc with me than take an entire console.
And some people's internet's bad. I don't want to be sitting around trying to wait for my game to download, trying to log in on your internet, when I could just pop in a disc.
But you know what is petty now? What's been getting on my nerves?
Disc.
What's been getting on my nerves lately is even if you get a disc copy of the game, there's
You
still
still gotta
parts of it that
download.
you got to download, and I'm
Yep.
like, why not just have the whole game on a disc then? But I guess this can't really hold all of it. But still,
Yeah, because then you end up with part 1 and part 2.
hey,
and
I ain't got a problem with that.
I'm with it. I'm with
That's what happened. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give me a cool
Yeah, just have
case,
finite space.
and I will take as many discs as you need to load up on it. One of them Final Fantasy games came in like a 4-piece pack. It had disc on
Yeah.
disc, so
Dragon
Yo.
Quest.
But what I kind of
Yep.
like now,
Dragon Quest.
I don't remember which one of y'all had it, but someone had it where it was like one of those CD packs,
Uh-huh.
but it was just a bunch of games,
Yeah.
just back to back to
Oh,
back.
yeah.
That was
And
pretty
those
good.
were-
I had that too.
those were all of our used
Those are our
games.
bootleg games.
Or, yeah.
used
or
games.
the ones that may have been bootleg.
I still
Oh, yeah.
have
Will not
that. I
confirm.
actually still have that case
I'm
is
like,
sitting
where-
on my dresser right
another
now.
thing,
Yo,
another
that's funny.
thing, another thing.
We were looking for that case.
Physical copies of
Never get
games.
it.
You get the
Yeah.
really fly box art, you get the really fly disc design, and you get the manual that has all kinds of trivia in it. Nowadays, you don't really need the manual
I-
anymore. You gotta get the collector's edition book or something like that. The
Yep,
deluxe that
they
comes with an
charge
art
you more.
book. Back in
Yeah.
the day, it was like, yo, give me this little 5-page piece of paper and I'll be set. You know?
Yeah, little
Yeah.
pamphlet.
But okay, that's what I was gonna bring up though, because we keep talking about having a manual and an art book, and I have not seen a manual inside of a video game for like 4 or 5 years, like since PS4
It's
at
really,
least.
they
Like
really
they
doing
definitely.
it dirty.
Yeah, they don't do those
Yeah.
anymore. Like that would at least
That's
be an
heartbreaking.
incentive to go disc, but they don't do it. And like you said, unless there's a collector's edition, then maybe you get like an art book or something cool that goes along with it. But just your little instruction manual that maybe has some character profiles, you don't really see that
Yeah,
anymore.
that's
No,
gone.
you don't.
That's sad.
Or
That was
alternate
nice.
versions. Or alternate
Yeah.
versions. Like Devil May
Yeah.
Cry 2.
Mhm.
That one you had another disc, and it was the first disc with Dante backwards with the female protagonist.
Yay!
And
Yeah.
that was my favorite part. And it's like now you don't even have that like flip side anymore. If you have that mode, it's DLC.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I will say that
Yeah.
convenience of digital is real nice, though. I will say that, like, if you pre-order something, you can download it early. Them days where you want to have to go to GameStop or something to get a copy, you don't have to really do that anymore. You don't have to
Right.
sit in
Or
lines.
wait for it to come in the mail.
Right. I can see the cons for the digital too.
And physical space in your home. Like you only have so much
Right.
space to store things in your house. I buy
I don't
like
know,
the rest
man.
of y'all a bunch of video games. Yeah, okay, but for people who live in smaller
No.
locations,
I wasn't saying I don't know
what
to that. I was saying I was gonna say digital hard drives have a little bit of limited space too. Nowadays, games weigh a lot.
True.
Especially companies that don't know how to
That
compress
dude
their
called-
games. You download a game and it'll be like
Absolutely.
300 gigabytes. I'm like, I just bought a 2 terabyte hard drive. Now you gonna give me a game that's 300 gigabytes? I could barely
That's fair.
get you on here. You know what I'm saying?
True, but you can offload games and reload. Like, don't get me wrong, that's still annoying.
But
I
that-
hate
but
doing
you
it.
might as well eject the
But
disc at that
you
point.
Right, but I'm talking about like space in your house to put your disc and you feel like I'm already running out of space for collector's editions, y'all. It's tragic in this corner. Y'all can't see it. There's a corner. It looks tragic. But you just physically start to run out of space, and so at least if I'm just deleting something off of a hard drive, I can reinstall
That's
it
true.
versus trying to find a place or buy another bookshelf or do all of this to be able to hold all the physical pieces of something.
That's true. That's true. I respect that.
That part.
I think also the piece about like scratching up your discs. Discs are they're vulnerable pieces of something that you pay for, right? Whereas if you download something digital, you've got it. Like
Yeah.
your game
Yeah, like, you
system
can't-
could explode and you just replace the system and download
Hey yo,
it.
hey
you
yo,
know?
Right.
hey yo,
Your
you
system
got
is
it.
stolen. Yeah.
You got it until you don't.
That's
you got
true.
it until Sony says, "Hey, actually, our digital version of this game is no longer accessible."
Yeah,
You
that's
know
true.
what? Let's talk about it.
But
Let's
Nintendo
talk
does
about
that,
it.
Sony
Let's
does
talk
that.
about it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
I got Ticket to Ride. I love Ticket to Ride. I downloaded so many of those expansion packs, and they did me dirty. That's what they did me.
Yep.
They said you gotta
They moved to
download
a
the
new
new
app.
Yep. Now
But the worst thing is they made you buy everything over again when you move to the new app. They're like, you have to move to the new app and rebuy everything. Like your purchases didn't transfer
Yo,
over.
that's so whack.
But I will say
that's robbery.
theoretically,
That, like, robbery.
because games now require installations even with discs, they could do that even if you have a
That's
disc.
exactly
Like,
what
they
I was
could-
saying.
Yeah,
Like, if
a
you're-
disc doesn't completely eliminate that from happening.
What if you're offline?
Yeah, or if you're someone who likes playing online or multiplayer games, they could do the same exact thing. They could shut down the servers. That's what unfortunately happened recently with all the Little Big Planet games, where they shut down the online servers for those games. Even though I have to just copy, I could just, I
No,
can't.
hey,
I
Yeah.
can't play
Rip
myself.
sack.
Pour
Boy.
one out for Little
Rip.
Big Planet.
Yeah.
Virtual poor.
I feel like Nintendo's killing it though. With the way that they release games, I know they do for the Switch, they do the digital, they do the physical. But correct me if I'm wrong, but every Nintendo Switch game that I've gotten a physical copy of has been plug and play. Am I wrong?
Well, like you don't have to download.
Like you don't have
anything.
additional downloads.
Yeah, you don't have to do like an additional download.
Nah, I've had to do that with like Rise, like
Oh, really?
I was trying to think.
What about
if-
Zelda?
Yeah.
We have that physical.
Yeah, I feel like
Zelda
I
had
was
a
trying
day
to
one
think-
patch too.
that's what I was going to say.
Well, I mean,
but
other
that's,
than
that
I mean,
was gonna
but
be
that's
my
other than
point, not-
patches. I mean, the
Yeah.
vanilla game
Yes.
is.
That's what I was gonna get. I think you're right. Is that vanilla game is usually fine. It's
Yeah.
patches
Yeah.
that you usually have to download off the
And
jump.
like that's
Yeah.
a completely different thing, you know what I'm saying? But like, I kind of like the concept of when you buy the game, you don't need to go through the whole process of downloading the other half of the assets that the physical copy didn't have, even though you pay for the physical copy. You know what I'm saying? And I think Nintendo's kind of
Yeah, I
good
hear
at
you
that.
for sure.
Now
Yeah.
patches and everything, that's a different topic though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also feel like most Nintendo games are a lot smaller than your beefy 4K 60 FPS
That's true.
PS5 and
That's
Xbox
true.
games.
Yeah, that makes sense. Might not need to download as much stuff after.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, seeing the comparisons between Monster Hunter on Switch versus PC, I was like, they did Nintendo.
Hey man,
Oh,
hey man.
for Rise, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that quality was
Hey man, don't play the Switch though. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that.
Look, it was good enough for us to play all the
Exactly,
way
exactly.
through.
That's true. That's
Play-
true. I
hey.
didn't notice until someone
Hey.
showed me, right?
Hey, play on the Switch. Don't play with the Switch.
Let's go through it real quick and let's see which one you prefer the most. So, like Mars, for example, it sounds like you are on the digital side.
Word.
Okay. T, what about you?
I feel like the gamer side of me is on the physical side, but I understand the environmental implications of having a physical copy of the game with the production of the box and the paper and the
Man,
disc and all
get
the
this boy
plastic. You know what
out
I'm
of here.
saying?
Didn't
And
nobody ask him
environmental-
about his
Oh,
environmental
brother.
impact. We just asked about if
if it's for the best of the world, then I'll settle for digital. But if we had a limited,
Wow.
non-polluted resource, I'd be like, give me that physical copy right now. Give me that physical copy right now.
So you're physical, but you want to sound like a politician, and you
Yep.
playing both sides.
No, I'm not playing
Exactly.
both sides. I'm team physical copy.
You got
I
that
just-
right, pal.
I just understand the environmental implications of having a physical
All right,
copy of
he
a
said
manifestation
physical.
of the digital game that you can have digitally when you manifest it physically, because there's a paranormal contradiction that appears with the parabolic
Look at the buzz.
psycho.
Who got the?
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody get the
Okay,
cane.
okay,
somebody
TIP.
get the cane.
Yeah,
I know.
TIP.
TIT. Alright.
Yes.
And so
That was
I'm-
out of
I
hand.
will
I'm pushing
say,
P for physical.
Speaking of physical, though, I feel like physical games should cost more, or
Why?
digital games should cost less. Because to your point, there's packaging, there's paper, there's plastic, there's disc. Paper either decrease the cost of digital because you're not having to print and do all of that stuff,
You're
or
paying
increase
for
the cost
convenience.
of physical.
You're paying for convenience. They could be the.
Nah, this ain't.
It could
This
be
is
the
not
op- it could be the op-
Ticketmaster.
it could be
I
the-
am not paying a
You are
convenience
paying for
fee.
convenience.
You're also paying for a service. You're paying for support.
Yep, you're paying.
Yeah.
You have to download it through PSN.
It's always gonna
That's the
continually
PSN
work.
tax.
Yeah.
There's the convenience fee. There's the online network ISP acceptability
There's the connection
fee. There's the
fee.
connection
Yeah, the
fee.
connection.
You know what I'm saying? There's a
Okay,
breathing on
but
your
you still
controller
got-
fee.
all those fees also count. You breathe on your controller after you insert that disc. So I still stand.
Yeah, but
What
I
if?
The only difference is that I'm downloading it without leaving my home.
What if
She
the
just
real
want
problem
cheaper
here is that
downloads.
they're charging us way more than they need to be charging us, because obviously they don't need to charge us $70 a game if they go charge us digital or physical.
Let these people know.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
Let them
Let them know.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
And
Talk
then
to
you
him.
talk
Talk
Talk to him.
him.
I'm saying.
That's a bomb.
Charge me the $17.50 that you need,
talk to
and
The $17.50. I
let's
think
keep
it costs more than $17.50 to pay the devs. My issue is that enough of this money isn't going to.
yeah,
the
that's what I was
devs.
gonna say.
I'm
Are
okay
they
if they
paying
do
the
it.
devs with our
Right,
money?
if they do a legit, like, this is how much it costs to be able to pay the devs properly and not have boss sitting there with $60 billion, then I'll pay $70. But knowing that the majority of that is going to like CEOs and not the people actually
Right.
making the game, that's what the problem
Right.
is.
I would
Yeah.
happily pay 70 if I knew that all them people that went into making that game were equitably being paid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
70,
But I'll pay
70
17
definitely.
because I know they're not. No.
Yeah.
But then they get even less.
Nah.
This is the
Look at that
conversation, but in game
I know.
form.
Shit
Yeah.
conversation.
Say you're 17.
So, but that puts you in a bad conundrum because it's like, wait for the game to go on sale so that you can get the game that you can afford, but you know that the people ain't getting paid, and then the game gets cut because it didn't have enough sales. But on the flip side, you buy the game because the game's doing good and the game gets a lot of sales and the studio still gets
Or
cut.
they start working their people like slaves.
Oh yeah, that
to
too.
produce.
Yeah, make the sequel.
Yeah.
When? Tomorrow.
They have a culture of burnout and overworking people. is
Yeah, I
all.
think the gaming industry in general has been burning a lot of people out.
I really envisioned people under the table shaking in their boots. When you said
Shaking
that.
in their boots.
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the shivery timbers.
I know, right?
I was going to say that I am big disc energy over here. I like having something that I can put up, something I can put on a wall or frame. And I think years from now, I'll be able to show my children
your disc on
all
walls?
my video games that
Yeah,
I've
wait a
collected. And they're going to be like, what? You guys used to put this in the game and play? This is old, Grandma. And I'll be able to pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Team
That is
Disc.
insane.
Yeah.
That is interesting. So when you say you put a disc on a wall, you talking about like you
Could
gonna frame it?
Could you elaborate that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm saying
Put disc on a wall.
20 years from now, when they actually aren't using discs anymore, Visions, when they actually
Okay.
stop using them,
What I do?
I can still have mine.
She
Okay.
gonna just have,
Yes.
I don't know, Grand Theft Auto framed on the wall.
Can I add a villain to this conversation?
Yeah.
Yes, who's our villain?
Cloud gaming.
Other than corporate
Cloud
America.
gaming.
Cloud gaming.
Oh, cloud gaming is a villain.
Yes.
Honestly,
a
so
sk-
in
And
theory,
it should be dope.
It could
should
be.
be
Yeah, I
bro.
was gonna say, in theory, it should be great. It should be an easy way for people who can't necessarily afford to have big consoles to still be able to game. But it is so crusty. And
Right.
Microsoft, first of all, their infrastructure is way too well developed to not be able to get cloud gaming done correctly. I think they're probably going to be the first ones to get it right, but it's taking them a minute.
I remember
Absolutely.
when Kingdom Hearts came to the Nintendo Switch and everybody was like, "Ooh yeah, Kingdom Hearts!" And it was Kingdom Hearts only through cloud gaming. And I was watching people play that and they were having the worst experience ever. The game would just freeze up, it would lock up, it would crash. And you know, Kingdom Hearts is like a high action, you gotta be paying attention, you gotta react on the spot type of game. So imagine you fighting somebody and your game just doo-doop.
Right.
Yellow
Man.
exclamation point.
Yeah, I feel like I'll
I'd be sick.
always be on edge because like I never know when my thing just gonna shut off. Be like, please kill this boss quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm also curious though how much of the issues with cloud gaming are because we don't have like a standard limit for internet yet. So is it a bandwidth issue for people within their homes? Is it poor server management for like Microsoft and the Amazons or whoever? Like who is the crux of the issue.
Yes.
Who
For
is the
Cloud,
crust?
Yes.
I love it.
The crusty,
You
crux
crusty
of
crust.
the issue. Yeah, crusty crux of the issue. Yeah.
Well, I'm Team Disc, and Visions. Just to take you back, you probably will never see this, but there's like a thumbtack
You talking
people
about a
used to
floppy
do.
disk? Okay.
Have you ever seen a floppy disk?
I know this is before your
Absolutely.
time,
Not
Visions,
in
but
real
there's this thing
life.
called a USB that you could put into a computer.
Nah.
Yeah, but
Not
you
the
could actually
USB.
hang your disc up. Like, what you'll have a thumbtack, like a little, the little ones that are green or red, yellow, and you can
Yeah.
like put it on your wall and just put your disc on there. I've seen people do that before.
People,
So
people,
it can-
did-
What's wrong with y'all?
people actually did that?
I've
yeah.
seen that. Yeah.
No. Well, I wasn't going to say that I've seen them hang it up, but I've seen the holes in those little sleeve cases and wondered why they had holes there. So maybe that's for hanging.
That's before my time. Wasn't nobody hanging disc with thumbtacks.
y'all would,
I would choose disc 2. I'm gonna just say I'd choose disc 2. I just
Okay, so-
like having it. You know, there's
Yeah.
a little bit of art there, and I get to look at my collection.
Yeah, that's the
Just
whole
having
thing.
something to appreciate. I can't really. I feel like
It's an art.
just the novelty of getting the actual box, the game case. That'll never run out. I've had so many,
Yes, sir.
good memories with my mom taking me to Blockbuster and trading with friends, and
Right.
that's how I got a lot of my games back in the day was through trades.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-mm.
there's just
I don't trade with nobody.
as an
Games of
adult
mine.
being able to
Stingy.
purchase that is a privilege that I've latched onto. So
Uh-huh.
whenever there's a game that I'm really anticipating, I'm always going to try to buy it, just because of my connection to that process of acquiring something and feeling fulfilled.
Tell him. Tell him.
That's just
Nah,
one.
But that did remind me of a
Nah, I have
nightmare.
a quick
That did
question.
remind me of no. Wait. That
Yeah.
Stop,
There he is.
stop. Because you were doing all that fake validating just to get it back to you.
Right.
No, we need to talk
Hold on.
about what
Ad-libbing.
Talisman said
I was-
first.
No, I was ad-libbing.
Right.
I was
Okay.
feeling every single thing he was saying. I was not doing that with an ounce of sarcasm. That was a pound of affirmation.
It was a pound of trying to get the mic back.
No.
But
'Cause
anyway,
because I would have talked over him if that was the case, and it wouldn't have worked.
That would have just interrupted.
But what he was talking about, like trading games and everything, that did remind me of one nightmare that does come with physical media is that it can sell out.
Okay.
True, but I feel like in the current day and age, and this comes from someone who's digital, but in the current day and age, because so many people buy digital, the chances, unless it's a collector's edition, the chances of a physical product running out are pretty
That's
low.
true.
Like I haven't really seen that happen in
That's
real
true.
life, unless again it's a physical version and usually or a collector's edition. Usually it's because somebody with 18 bots tried to buy
Scalpers.
34 versions so they can flip them on eBay.
Yep.
I'm gonna
yeah.
find scalpers.
Scalpers.
I'm gonna find these scalpers, man.
Scalpers.
Yeah.
There
One day we will
wasn't
find
there
them.
a game, a digital game that ran out of copies? I feel like
Animal
that-
Crossing?
Copies, you said?
Yo, let me see.
It could
Yeah,
be happening.
Animal Crossing ran out of copies, physical copies. Zelda also ran out of
Okay,
physical
that's
copies.
fair. That's fair. Games that you're right. It's not impossible. You're right. But I think the alternative is, unless you really want a physical copy, you can download the digital. Now, I will say, because the Switch, you get that little 200 megabyte SD card. I can see the benefit of doing doing a physical there because you have so little space, unless you go and buy a bigger SD card, which you can. It's easy. It's honestly easier to upgrade your Switch space than your PS5 or
That's
Xboxes,
but you
But
still
it's
have to go out and do that.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently it happened.
Basically.
Final Fantasy 14, the digital version sold out.
How you sell out of digital?
Be digital.
How you sell out
How
of
you
It was
digital?
sold
yeah.
How you
Well,
sell
at
out
least
of
I
digital?
found this.
version?
Let's see.
Oh,
what
like
this
they ran out
says.
of keys, I'm
Oh,
assuming.
okay.
Like they ran out of keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, so they can sell out digital too.
Just
Buying
generate more
crazy
keys. What you
pictures.
saying?
Yeah.
Or print more
Like
discs.
their key machine generators not working.
Yeah.
Just order more.
Like-
It exploded, okay? The key machine.
Ice cream machine broke.
I do remember. I
Not the
think
ice cream
14 when A Realm was it A
Some ice
Realm
cream.
Reborn? Because I feel like when that one first, because they basically Final Fantasy 14, they basically nuked it and recreated the world, which was a Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
And I remember when that first came out, there was a point where it was like, you just can't download this game right now. Chill.
It was in 2021.
Oh, that was when I was trying to think of what happened. 2021, it was already out. Was that one of the expansions that come out around that time, I'm assuming? I am curious. Maybe they'll do the same thing with Dawn Trail. If it explodes in a couple of weeks, you know what happened. New expansion.
Well,
Okay,
I think
so nothing is prone to not running out, I suppose.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how I don't know, do people still wait in line at the store for games?
Yeah.
Or is that a thing of the past?
So.
Yeah.
No, we waited for Kingdom Hearts 3, but we were also getting when we're getting the collectors or something.
I think
for
we had
Kingdom
just
Hearts,
pre-ordered.
or I
We
was
just
at least.
pre-ordered physical.
Wait.
Y'all know why?
I don't think people wait in line. I
think.
think people just have release parties now. I don't think it's really waiting in
feel
line
like-
anymore.
Right, I feel like
I would love
Yeah.
to see that.
Whenever there's a video of something being classified as nostalgic, that's when I feel like it doesn't happen anymore. And there are videos on Twitter of people from the 2000s waiting for the PS3, the PS2.
You make me feel so old.
People
or-
from the
Yo.
2000s.
from-
What?
I'm
for the
willing
Wii.
to
You know all
bet.
that stuff? And I
Yeah.
try to put an age.
We
or
waited for the
a date on it. I'm just
PS5.
saying.
We did wait for the PS.
I'm willing to
Well,
bet that
I
there will
understand
be
people
lines
waiting
for Grand Theft Auto
consoles-
6.
Bruh.
Console still.
Yeah, there
Oh.
definitely would be lines for GTA.
There's
6.
going to be lines for GTA 6. I'm willing to
I
bet
think
on
if there's
Yeah.
a game that is just
Now that one you
overwhelmingly
should just
almost
download.
everyone. Yeah, I'm definitely just downloading that. But I can
Yeah,
also
I'm
see like if it's a
feeling
game that
GTA 's fun.
overwhelmingly almost everyone is going to purchase, GTA probably falls into that category, and I can see a line for that. Also, to your point, Kogra, any actual consoles, I think there's lines for. Like PS5, like you said, I waited in line for the Switch. We waited in line for the PS4 back when it came out. So I think there's consoles you're always going to get lines for, I think.
Yeah.
Except for Xbox, because apparently no one cares to wait in line for those. But
You
everybody
do.
else-
Dang.
Yo,
They
I'll
do
tell
too.
you.
Yeah, you did not see
And
lots for
they do
Xbox.
too.
Unfortunately, in my city, I think probably because of all the sports and shooting games that come out on Xbox, there were a lot of people in that line with us when we were getting the PS5 that were there for Xbox.
For the Xbox.
I
But
wouldn't
I'm like,
say there
you
was
could
a
just
lot.
walk- yeah, I
There
was like,
were
okay,
walk
some,
in and
but
get
not
it.
There
a
were
lot.
So
some-
you
Four
can.
people.
There were some
I had
waiting.
to do raffles and get picked and all kinds of stuff. It took me a minute to get my Xbox.
And
Really?
I feel like
there's a
In and Out
That's
had
unfortunate.
longer.
All of the
In and Out had
football
longer
games.
lines than Xbox.
dang. Then just
What'd you say?
I'm
Xbox.
gonna just say
Bruh.
let that sink in.
Then
said
In-N-Out
Xbox. Go to
had longer
Xbox store.
lines than Xbox.
He said Xbox.
They released.
As a
As
concept.
an entity. Xbox. In-N-Out has a logo.
People over
Man.
across the United States enjoy In and Out more than Xbox.
You
That's
heard it.
wild. That's wild.
Yeah, I just have
Takes.
one final question, at least for me. So to all those people that are like disc or digital, for a PC or a computer, do you still stand by like disc, or would you
No.
like kind of side?
Well, I'm more of a
100% digital on PC.
well,
I don't think you can.
Is-
Can
I would
you
be the
still
first to
buy
say.
PC disc versions of games anymore?
I don't think so.
You can do
That
that.
is-
It's
Nah,
God.
And I feel like it's
That's
different
possible.
because I'm more of a console gamer than I am a PC gamer, so I think that's where my bias lays. When it comes to PC games, I've always grown up playing PC games digitally, not physically. So when it comes to PC, I'll have to vote digital, but that's because when it came to consoles, I grew up. And to this day, like if I really cherish a game, I get the physical copy just because it's out there. But I couldn't imagine buying a disc copy of a game to put in a PC. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
right.
Anymore.
That's right.
No,
Like,
back in the
next-
day, it was so exciting to get that box because the box was this
Yeah.
big, and then the disc is this
I would be
big,
this one.
and you're like, what else is
Yeah.
Inside of all
and you're
this
like, what else is
cardboard.
in here? A cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was so fun putting it in there and downloading and getting ready.
Yeah, but then
I
waiting
just
for that little
remember,
line to slowly
yeah.
fill in. Yeah,
There was
Oh,
just
okay,
something
okay.
That was
nostalgic
fun.
about that.
Installer image. It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got the little pieces of paper.
Yeah,
floating
but they do
over.
that.
Yeah.
RPG Maker, Echo. No,
Yeah.
Echo was on a floppy disk, I think. All them educational
Oh.
games, Cyber
The
Chase and
San
all
Jose-
that.
Oh,
we had
the
the San
education.
San Diego? Where's
Yeah.
where in the
Carmen
world is
San
Carmen
Diego.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she actually
Yeah.
came with a few discs, like part one,
Yeah.
part two.
Dang.
Yeah.
I still
Not
have
the sequel.
my Fallout collection of discs, and it comes in. I'll take a picture of it, but so maybe we can include it in the video. But it came in a giant like nuke,
Ah,
and then you unscrew
Yeah.
the nuke, and it has all the Fallout games in
that's
it.
great. See,
Yeah.
discs.
That's cool.
Discs.
One thing that I really do like about discs at GameStop and whatnot, those discs that had like the used default cover of like some random kids. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember
It would
that.
just have like the default case.
Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 and it's young Sheldon on the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bootleg.
They didn't even try, yo. They didn't even try.
That's all right. They just eventually went to white sleeves at some point with black text.
Gamefly.
Yeah.
Discs. I
What
mean, I
about
have so
the
many
hustle
memories
of
around
Gamefly?
They're definitely still around. I still see ads on gaming sites for them. I just never bothered to look and see like how they like. Do they still send discs? Do they give you a temp
swear we
down? Like, I
checked.
don't know. How
Yeah.
to do
Is
it.
I
it
wonder
still
how that would work.
$4.99?
I think no,
Right.
definitely not.
Definitely not.
Oh.
I think they still send you physical copies. I checked. They still around. They still around for real.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, there you go. Options. You're welcome, chat.
Real
I
quick,
just
do
saw
y'all
the
remember
picture that Vision sent.
Y'all remember
I just
that,
saw
right?
the picture.
Y'all remember that?
Yes. And then they just have the title of the game written on top of it.
Yeah.
So you never really knew what.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard.
Yeah.
to
Yeah, I
You just
remember that.
have to go
Dang.
through them.
Yeah, I
That
remember
brought
that.
back some
I remember
memories.
that.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god, the background that's like
Oh. This,
that's the one I remember for sure.
You know, I be doing the same thing when I get my physical copy of a game. I be going, ooh, but sometimes digital
Exactly.
too, because all these games are pretty
Well-
cool. I mean, honestly, I think it's good that we're at an era where we have access to both physical and digital still. I think that creates accessibility for everybody. So I really appreciate, hearing everybody's opinions on this, and I appreciate that funny picture. Funny historical artifact that Vision sent to us. We'll be sure to show that to y'all.
Historical artifact. Yes.
That's gonna wrap up our little debate.
Also-
You had some.
This isn't really part of the debate. This is just to say, if you're someone who has bad money management like me, sometimes you'll order a physical version. It'll take too long, so you'll buy the digital version, and then you have two versions to give to your sister because you bought two versions because you couldn't wait. So I don't know if that's a pro or con. Just throwing that out there.
Stay digital, my
That's-
friend.
That is funny.
or, if GTA 6 comes along and you end up with 2 copies.
With two
Hey,
copies.
Think of me.
Hey,
as long as
Think
you
of
ain't
me.
Hey,
vicious.
I'll tell you this right now.
No.
GTA 6 better
Not
be
right now.
cross-platform
Where does
or
X
save
come from,
like
man?
cross-platform data. Listen.
I know, he turned into Kendrick.
because-
He's
Right
like,
now?
right now.
Because this,
Or-
from the age of 13, I've been buying GTA 5 and I have like 6 copies. I don't want to do that again for GTA 6. I'm getting it for the PS5 because it's going to take a year before it's on PC, and I just don't want 10 copies of GTA 6 in my household. Respectfully.
in my household.
So we asked,
All
please.
right, y'all.
Please
I will tell you, I've had
All
that
right,
before.
y'all.
I just had to get that off my
All
chest.
right, y'all. And we gonna end right there with Vision's rant. That's that might just be the name of today's episode, Vision's rant.
Visions has something
He gotta get it off his chest right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Y'all know the protocol. Y'all know the protocol. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to our channel, stay in touch with us. What we got going on? Join our Discord for updates on our server. We do gaming sessions. We do game nights. And we share a lot of conversations in there, talking about manga, different series that's going on. So pull up to the Discord, subscribe to the channel, follow our social medias. We got an Instagram, we got a Twitter, we got a TikTok. We on all the platforms. So pull up. We like to chat with y'all, build that connection. It's your boy T saying peace out. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
A-Town down.